I know you gentlemen have been through a lot, but when you find the time, I'd rather not spend the rest of this podcast tied to this fucking couch. The All Guts So Gory podcast presents The Thing.
Somewhere in the Antarctic, something ancient, something alien, something. John Carpenter's The Thing, rated R.
Starts today at selected theaters. Check your newspaper for listings.
The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Before dawn, make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
You don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to the All Guts So Gory podcast, a horror movie podcast. My name's Mike. With me is Justin and Charlie. Today we're doing The Thing, the 2011 horror classic starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Just kidding. That wasn't funny enough?
You had me there. I was like, wait a minute.
Nothing wrong with that
Was that
movie.
the
I watched
Abyss?
the wrong movie.
No, there's nothing wrong with that movie. It's
Mas
okay.
Antonio.
It's okay. It's okay. Actually, Mary Elizabeth Winstead and I share the same birthday, day and year. Well, always had a little connection there. I like her work. What am I gonna say? But not a bad movie. You guys ever seen the remake?
Yeah, I saw it once.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
it was
bad.
good.
Yeah,
It was all right.
It was good. It was good. A prequel.
yeah, prequel. It's from the Norwegian side. We'll get into all that later on. Anyway, 1982, John Carpenter's The Thing. We picked this movie because it is one of our three all-time favorites. The three of us all have this high up on our list. So for our inaugural podcast, we decided to cover The Thing. Let's just start with why we like this movie so much. I talked about it a little bit in our intro podcast. You know, for me, this checks so many boxes. This is a body horror movie. It's a monster movie. It is an alien movie. It's psychological horror. That's what I love, is when a horror movie can check so many boxes in one setting. And you got big stars in this movie. You got soon to be big stars in this movie. It's just great. You got an all-time director and writer on this movie. You got a great score to this movie, which we'll talk about that too. What about you guys? Thoughts on The Thing?
I was all right. I liked it.
Charlie actually stole verbatim what I was going to say. It's mid, as the kids say, mid. No, I'm with.
It didn't
Mike.
vibe with you?
Yeah, no, it's giving no. So the body horror element, definitely one of the first times where I was just blown away by.
What do you mean by body horror?
I mean, transforming, maybe making like a grotesque imagery out of a body, right?
Got it. Yep.
That's a theme of the effect they were going for.
Assimilation, as it's called in this movie.
That is what happened.
I mean, if you want to get technical.
Didn't know we were using college words. No, yeah, exactly. It's the score drives the movie and definitely keeps you at the edge of your seat, wondering, where we're going. It leads you down a path. I love movies where it's like there doesn't appear to be a way out of a situation, and maybe there wasn't, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, the practical effects on this one, where there was no real CG, there were some obvious, splicings out and stuff like that, but just nothing like I'd seen at the time.
Yeah, it was solid all the way through. I mean, you can't. When you watch a movie that is, what was the runtime? It was
140?
140.
140?
42?
Yeah, so an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, and you're like, at the end of the movie, and like time stopped. It just went so fast, and you could immediately watch it again. I mean, that's a movie that is really. There's some good movies out there, some great movies out there that you don't want to watch again because they're just so disturbing. But this is a good, solid horror movie. It's a good time all the way through. It has the right pace. The only thing it doesn't have is like monster character development, but I'm not complaining about
I mean,
it.
and for the 80s, it was lacking in the gratuitous nudity, for sure. I know that we're not allowed to say that,
come on.
but it was the 80s, right?
This is 2025.
I didn't say whose nudity, right? Anyway, so also, there are 3 moments which are really like LOL moments, at least 3 moments in that movie. So,
Right.
like, unexpected laughter in a situation like that is always a plus.
And it's an hour and 49 minutes I saw. And I think there's also, we'll get into some of the fun facts about this movie, but the edited for TV version they used to run of this movie actually introduced more backstory of the characters. That is not in the theatrical version, that is not in the version that you buy on Blu-ray, DVD, what have you, or that you stream. So there's, and John Carpenter like denounced that, did not like the version, did not like that they put the back in when they played this on TV, which would kind of give you maybe more of a sense of character development if you know where they come from. Kurt Russell's character, R.J. McCready, he's a Vietnam vet dealing with PTSD and insomnia and alcoholism, and you kind of can pick up on some of those things by the way he acts, but they don't explicitly say those things, which they would in other cuts of this movie. Let's talk about the tagline. The original tagline from this movie is fantastic. Man is the warmest place to hide. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Very apt. Later, trying to capitalize on the success of Alien from 1979, they changed the tagline to the ultimate in alien terror. That's just not good.
Good.
That's not as good as man is the warmest place to hide. Later on, they did, when they ran a teaser trailer for this movie in theaters, they didn't say the tagline, but at the end of the teaser trailer, the words flashed on the screen, anytime, anywhere, anyone. Also very apt. Pretty good.
An improvement.
An improvement for sure. Man is the warmest place to hide
That's
is good.
But I'm glad that you wanted some different ones because I came up with a few of my own here. The first one is, holy shit, that guy's stomach just bit that doc's hands off. The second one is, shooting a dog from a helicopter can't be that hard. And the third one, ew, what the actual hell. Thoughts? Any of those better? Come on.
Oh, you said workshop. All right, this movie came out in 1982. I was not born yet. Justin?
I was a 1-year-old, so I
So
wasn't
your mom took you to see the thing in theaters.
I wasn't
How'd that
talking
go?
yet. I was just quietly being a legend at the time.
Yeah. Charlie?
So, 1982, I was full-on raw dogging puberty. I was 13, and I did not see it in the theater. I don't even remember when it came out. So my mom was working at a video store, and that's where I got all my movies, and that's probably where I watched it. I don't remember the first time I watched it specifically, but it had to be, mom coming home with a fistful of VHS tapes, mostly horror.
Funny that you mentioned raw dogging because we actually see a lot of raw dog in this movie.
Not a good movie if you're a dog.
No.
Not a good movie for dogs.
What is the ASPCA? I'm sure they probably would have.
Yeah, first time I saw this movie was actually very recent. It was during COVID. It was about 5 years ago. And I don't know why I put this off for so long, why I'd seen it on horror movie lists and never got around to it. And finally when I did, I watched it over and over and over, and every spooky season watched it over again. I love this movie from the first time I saw it. I was beating myself up for not getting into it sooner. I just love this movie.
So I actually, when I saw the original, the thing from another planet or something like
the
that.
Howard Hawks movie.
As a child, because my parents were big sci-fi people. So the first time I watched this movie, I was probably a teenager or so, and then I circled back to it recently to prep for the podcast, so you guys would know that I did some work.
How many times did you guys watch it before the podcast?
Just once.
Just once.
Three.
Yeah. I watched it twice. I was like PC gaming, had it on the background twice, and then the last time I actually did my homework.
I feel singled out
took a
from
little
that
notes.
question.
I mean, there's always that guy in the class. So
You didn't have to watch it. You get to watch it.
right.
That's true.
So let's talk a little bit about John Carpenter, the legendary director, writer of Halloween, The Fog, some movies that came before The Thing, which is 1982, Halloween 1978, The Fog 1980, Escape from New York, and Halloween 2, which I think he had a writing credit on, but not directing, in 1981. He directed The Thing in 1982. Christine in 1983, which he self-admittedly hates. He said it's his least favorite movie. I love that movie. I'm picking it for this podcast down the road one day.
Yep.
No pun intended. I love Christine. Great movie.
I always think it's a hot take to throw out things like I hated this movie. It's my least favorite because you're always going to alienate somebody.
But he made it, and so I guess he can say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I love it. Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, Prince of Darkness, They Live, which I'm sure we'll do on this
Prince of
podcast
Darkness
down the road as
is
well.
on my list.
Speaking of hot takes here, right behind The Thing for me is Big Trouble in Little China. Like right there.
That's not this podcast.
I know. And I just wanted to say how much I love it.
I watched Escape from New York after watching the Thing for the second time. I watched Escape from New York. Arguably, I guess, is that like one of the first action movies? Like,
No.
it's pre-Die Hard. It's pre
Well, I mean, it's
Terminator. It's pre-Schwarzenegger. Like Stallone's doing like Rocky 2. He's not doing the action stuff
Maybe
yet. He's
like-
not in his cliffhanger era.
Maybe Dystopian.
Van Damme's not really. Bloodsport's not out yet.
No, Dystopia.
What
is
about
more like
Rollerball
early
and stuff like that? Is that
60s.
action? Or is that more
Rollerball's
like-
a good one.
Rollerball's action dystopian.
Yeah, Running Man, like that stuff's like 87 is Running Man.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
But that's that's pre-Die Hard, but post-Terminator for Schwarzenegger. But Escape from New York that was Kurt Russell's breakthrough. Great role. He started as a teen actor, I believe, in Disney stuff.
I was just about to say his breakthrough. He's been
he's
doing
a-
movies
yeah.
since his
Yeah.
teens. He did, I don't know how many Disney movies. I mean,
Yeah.
he was.
He's a Nepo baby, right? Like, it wasn't his...
No.
No?
Is he?
I wouldn't call him that. He has earned his keep. He has had nothing handed to him. He's a legend. I'm not
He
going to
is.
besmirch him and call him Kurt Russell a Nepo baby.
Didn't you say your favorite one was Overboard that he did?
No, Captain Ron. Captain Ron. That was
Whoa.
my favorite.
Don't talk bad about Captain Ron.
So, this one definitely ranks above Halloween for me, for sure. And I'm sure one of us will throw out Halloween because it's a popular movie to do. And it was a great movie on its own. But,
Classic villain.
oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely fits the theme if we're trying to build a Hall of Fame, for sure.
Yeah. Halloween will be a cornerstone episode, like a 100th, 200th, 500th, something like that.
Or we do it on Halloween.
Or we do it on Halloween.
We release it on Halloween.
Release. Do it live while handing out candy.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Yeah, I mean, Halloween, Escape from New York, even Halloween 2, which he called a business decision. Halloween 2 is still great. Picks up right where Halloween left off. He didn't want to do it because he wanted to do the anthology thing with Halloween and have a Halloween movie be something different for each one. He didn't want to bring back Michael Myers. Halloween 3, him and Deborah Hill were attached to as well. They got to do the anthology thing. Wasn't well received because everybody wanted to see Michael Myers.
Right.
But honestly, Halloween 3, it's a banger. Like, even without Michael Myers, take Halloween off the title. Just call the movie Season of the Witch and take Halloween 3 out of the title. And if you just take that part out, stand alone, it's a great horror flick.
So Mike's on the record as saying Halloween 3 is the best Halloween movie.
No. We are on. This is on the record, and that's not what it says. Let's talk about the writer, Bill Lancaster. Not much to talk about. He wrote 2 Bad News Bears movies, and then The Thing, and then he's done.
That's it.
2
He had a
complete
stroke.
opposite ends of the spectrum. Well, he also had polio growing up, so he
Yeah.
definitely had health problems. But like that is quite a spectrum for a short career. That's quite a spectrum. He's the son of Burt Lancaster as well, big time star.
Speaking of Nepos, right?
Speaking of Nepo
Right.
babies, Justin.
I'm not a Nepo baby.
But to do Bad News Bears movies and then The Thing, like that's just wild. That's incredible. In this month, if you were going to the movies, you could go to the theater in the dead of summer when school gets out and go see Poltergeist, Star Trek 2, probably saw E.T. 3 or 4 times, and then The Thing and Blade Runner. Like, is there a better time to be alive? We don't have that at the movies these days.
I know I saw E.T. in the theater.
Oh, for
that one I
sure.
definitely saw in the theater.
Now, I did not do my research on this one, but were there R ratings back then? Was this an R?
yeah.
This is an R.
The Thing is an R movie. Okay,
Yes.
so
they did have R by now.
interesting.
Jaws is PG, in case you wanted to know.
No, it's not.
When you're
Jaws
looking at
is
these,
PG.
I think
Is it?
Poltergeist.
Yes. They did not
Poltergeist-
have R yet. I think they went G, PG, R.
Right.
They did not have PG-13 yet.
I believe
Yeah,
Poltergeist was
I remember when
PG.
that came out.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so. And Star Trek was also PG. So I think that back in the day, that was a huge point for the studios was to, if you get this under an R, we're gonna make a lot more money.
I think it's still a thing.
It not
The
as
thing,
much
huh?
though anymore.
He said it.
You did it.
But yeah. Movies under R,
Yeah.
PG-13 and below,
Poltergeist is
tend to
PG.
do better in the box office, so they try to
Right.
cut certain things out to keep it under R, which I am totally opposed to.
Absolutely.
100%.
The Thing is R and Poltergeist is PG. Correct. Came out the same time.
So I think Blade Runner was also probably an R.
There was a little bit of nudity in that.
Sorry, it's the second time I've run it. Maybe.
The exotic
Sorry.
dancer with the robot snake or the cyborg snake. I think she was topless in
Yeah.
that movie.
Blade Runner is an R.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think it's maybe almost more like a stigma to go see those. It is surprising that E.T. held on to 300. I mean, that's, if you look at the numbers, you gave us Poltergeist $76 million at the time and Star Trek 2 $78 million. E.T.'s in a different category. That's it 5 times it with
Blockbuster
300.
category. It's a blockbuster.
60
It was
million.
by far the biggest movie that year,
So to
and
hold
the biggest movie ever for quite a while.
on to that for 10 years, was that 10? Because you said
Jurassic
81, I
Park
think
was
Jurassic Park-
93.
Okay, so like 12
11
years.
years. Yeah. Both Steven Spielberg, so he beat himself. And then it was probably Titanic after Jurassic Park in what, 90? Was Titanic 99? I think. So
I don't
98, 99.
It wasn't a
something
horror
like that.
movie.
Wasn't a horror movie. We didn't watch it. We didn't go see it at the theater 3 times with our moms. So after this, Carpenter and Lancaster, they were on board to adapt Stephen King's Firestarter. That was until The Thing did not meet the studio's financial expectations, and they were both canned. Justin, you're a Stephen King
a
guy.
bad deal.
Firestarter, good? Not good? I haven't seen it.
Firestarter is not one that I connect with on any kind of level. It was obviously one of Drew's, Drew Barrymore. You know, I call her Drew. One of her earlier movies. And it was pretty good. The remake that they did over COVID was, I don't even want to talk about it. It was awful. But didn't connect with Firestarter too much. That was more of a sci-fi Stephen King.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but yeah.
Yeah. This movie did get 1 Razzie nomination. Fuck the Razzies, but I just wanted to
Right.
bring this up. And Ennio Morricone for score got a Razzie for worst score.
So
Are
I,
you kidding
I
me?
looked at that, and some great movies that have received a Razzie, not for like worst picture of the year or anything, but The Shining
Got a Razzie for
got a
what?
Razzie. I don't know. I'm not a homework guy.
Yeah.
Scarface got a Razzie for what?
Yeah.
Too much cocaine.
For being too awesome.
The Fifth Element, which some people didn't get into that one. I loved it.
Yeah.
Got a
Same.
Razzie. I mean,
So I will comment the score. Once again, we are not technical people. We didn't go to film school, anything like that. But I will say there are parts where the score was a little too loud compared to the other, music and not music. Obviously, that's the score, but dialogue and just the sound effects on it. I think it was a little loud at times, but it
I
was
didn't catch
definitely
that.
effective.
I didn't catch that. I mean,
No.
it was what it's supposed to be. It's in the background. It's heightening a certain mood. I mean, maybe now I'm gonna watch it again, and it's gonna be, oh god damn, it's too fucking loud.
Yeah, but this is a guy that won like an honorary Oscar in 2007 for his multiple contributions to Hollywood, all the westerns that he worked on, and all the spaghetti westerns and everything. And then later he wins an Oscar for best score for The Hateful Eight, which was 9 years later. So I mean, this is a great, like you said, Charlie. Like there's great films. There's great actors that get Razzies, and I think were the Razzies clickbait before clickbait was clickbait?
It was the Buzz
We'll call it that.
BuzzFeed.
We'll call
So
it that, yeah.
I will say the score did remind me of The Shining, where it's not super complicated, but it's an extended note that holds you captive for some reason.
It's not memorable. Like, I'm not sitting here and I can just like hear the score in my head. But when you're watching it, it fits. It fits. It really heightens the tension, and it really just, especially at the end, just when right before the credits roll.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Definitely
man.
in the end, it's like, oh my God, this is not going to end well. And the music is telling me all I need to
Yep,
know.
exactly.
I never finished it. What happens at the end?
We'll get there. Don't step on it. We'll get there.
This fucking guy.
All right. Let's go through some of the scenes here in the thing. We start off after the opening credits. We see the spaceship coming in. This is few movies start this way, with a spaceship approaching Earth and then
All right.
something entering the atmosphere.
So
Predator
right out of the
starts this
gate,
way.
I want to start with, okay, so we know when you watch the movie, the thing is like a mimic type of organism. So was that spaceship the thing technology, or had it just
Wrong place, wrong time? Is that what
wrong,
you're
like
asking?
jumped up on some alien and mimicked it, and it's like, let's take this ship for a ride?
There's zero answer. We don't know if the thing might be something that was buried under the ice.
Like,
too,
does it have its own
that they crashed
civilization?
into.
Like,
We
did it
don't
have its
know.
own civilization that was just something?
Anyone that
part
could
of
have
it?
studied it long enough died within 48 hours, probably. So
Right, and it
We don't
didn't
know.
reveal any secret. I mean, it didn't say boo about anything. Really, no character.
But yeah, it
development.
did, like Mike, what you were saying, it's coming in. It hit something, didn't it? Like hit our
yeah,
atmosphere.
it comes through the atmosphere, burns up, so you assume it crashes into Earth.
Yeah.
We get Antarctica, winter, 1982. I love when a movie just starts with telling you where we're at, what time it is, what we're doing. I just love when when a movie starts that way. It's the same font as Escape from New York, which I realized when I watched Escape from New York.
Was that
the
Helvetica?
credits are I don't know. We get the helicopter chasing and shooting at a dog for unknown reasons at the time. We're
I mean, just
what the
like-
hell is going on?
Like, they couldn't just land the helicopter in front of the dog and get out
Right.
and start shooting at it.
That either was a super fast dog or a horrible plan.
Well, it was.
You know,
it
I'm
was
coming-
outrunning a
That dog.
helicopter.
I'm coming in too skeptical. I don't want to tear this movie apart because it is so good.
But
It's
like
just
we can
it's just a
acknowledge some of the silly
small
stuff.
little. It's just a small little
Yeah.
thing. They kind of was like, come
Right?
on.
I mean,
guys.
like these are stormtrooper level bad shots. Like at this dog.
right. He might as well just thrown the gun at
Right.
him. For all
Well,
the good he was
even when they
doing.
do stop him, even when they do stop the chopper and the dog meets them outside the outpost and he takes a shot at the dog, he misses.
His damn
It's,
leg.
clips that
does he
one
hit-
guy.
I wanna
It's
say
not Clark, but he clips
that-
one of the guys.
Benning or it's
Not
something.
Bennings?
It's yeah,
Billingsley?
Bennings.
No.
Billings maybe. But anyway, so like I want to shout out like that dude took that shot to the knee like a champ.
Yeah.
man.
It was a graze.
It did look like Grace. And then old dude with the revolver, freaking
Bennings, yeah, it was Bennings that took the hit. In the
Bennings,
leg.
yeah. So we get the helicopter chasing the dog. We get to they show us Outpost 31. We meet R.J. McCready, Kurt Russell's character, playing computer chess.
A little cliche. I mean, you could look at his character and know the time frame the movie was made. Okay, he's a Vietnam vet. He's got PTSD. You didn't need a whole lot of character development with him. He's almost too cliche in this. And that hat. Oh my God, that hat.
like destroying the chess machine.
Like,
was the
that
biggest
thing
dick
in
move. They
1982
are
probably cost like $12,000.
They are in the
In
middle
1982
of nowhere.
dollars.
There's no Amazon Prime delivery to bring you
Ma.
another chess master.
And it's
machine.
like it's the only form of entertainment he has, and he just pours his scotch
just
into it.
that and the
and
JB.
destroys
I
it.
think it should have just said Scotch receptacle, like on the thing he opened up to pour in there.
Oh. You know
I think
who
it
did
says
the
that
voice?
on Charlie's forehead.
You know who did
Scotch
the
receptacle.
voice?
I did not
Adrian
do that.
Barbeau.
Oh, from
Was the
Escape.
computer voice
Escape
Escape
from
from
New
New York and many
there
other
you go.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Not a horror movie, but
Did we see? Was she at the HorrorCon we went to, or no?
no, she wasn't.
In Escape from New York, Jamie Lee Curtis is the voice in the beginning that explains that the prison in Manhattan Island is a prison and it's walled off. That's
Nice.
Jamie Lee Curtis's voice in the computer.
Nice.
Fun
so
facts.
I do want to go back to the scene we're talking about. Where freaking the captain with his pop gun
That was a
holds
hell
the
of a shot.
revolver out the
Breaks
window.
the window to shoot
Shoots
Norwegian
his
guy.
eyeball out.
Hell of a
from-
shot with that. I don't like a
Snub nose?
police issue 38. Like you couldn't hit
In high winds.
a wall from across the room with that gun, and he cracks that guy right
You
in the
couldn't
eyeball.
shoot a dog from point blank range, but you can shoot a
Right.
man through the eyeball with the 38.
Charlie, what are your thoughts on J&B Scotch?
As a Scotch drinker, I will tell you that J&B is probably the bottom 3 Scotches, other than like if you go to a store and it has the store name on the label of the Scotch,
ABC
I would
Liquor
try that
Scotch.
before I would drink any more J&B. I have had J&B in the past, just so I could reacquaint myself with how bad it is. But I mean, if you're going to Antarctica, you don't bring like in 1982 a $50 bottle of Scotch. You know, you're going volume.
No, he's got cases of it, I'm sure.
Right,
I
right.
do believe that'd be $12 in 1982.
Right.
So after we get the burnt remains of the helicopter, McCready is way too calm. They're all way too calm. But like I said, I'm not trying to nitpick this movie. I fucking love this movie. But McCready's like, first goddamn week of winter. Like it has like here we go again vibes. Like,
Yeah.
like
Which is
this common at this
I mean-
Antarctic outpost?
So-
research post.
The humor of accidentally dropping a
No,
explosive
man.
charge next to your helicopter and
My
somebody
God.
trying to bury it with snow.
no, he wasn't trying to bury it. He was trying to dig it up.
Oh, okay. I
He
thought
was
he was
like,
I thought
which
he
is,
was
but
worse. Just run.
I mean, either you get, if those are your 2 ideas, both of them are bad ideas. Both are run. You're gonna lose a helicopter. Oh no!
So it just felt forced. The trapped element, you know, one it takes out the guy who's explaining why he's shooting at this dog, and takes out the other guy who knows why the guy's shooting at the dog.
No, but I could understand why. You know, like these guys are traumatized. This guy wants to save his helicopter. I get it. I mean, it works as the scene. Looking at it from my couch, it looks like the dumbest thing you could ever do.
You're too
but I could
generous.
put myself in there, and I could be like, I'm going to get this grenade. It's going to take out my helicopter.
And they can't tell what they're saying because they're you're speaking Dutch or speaking Norwegian. They can't tell what they're saying. So when he pulls a gun to shoot the dog, like they're like, "Oh, we're going to shoot back." We
I
don't know what
understood
he's
when he said
capable of.
idiot.
Yeah.
It turns out this is kind of universal in
All right, so
Norwegian and
so
English.
Copper and McReady then head to the Norwegians' camp. I love that Matt keeps calling them Swedish. Like,
that
Another-
you unlocked
he does.
one.
He gets reminded like, "Hey, they're Norwegian," and then later he calls them Swedes
yeah,
again.
constant.
You
It's
unlocked
hilarious.
one of my LOL moments when he goes, "Hey, Sweden."
Yeah.
He just opens the door.
Yeah, they get to the camp. It's destroyed. We see our first bit of gore in this movie: the frozen body from the guy
Right.
who may have slit his own throat. There's blood icicles because of the
It was
freezing
effective.
cold.
Awesome.
I
Yeah.
like
Love that visual. We see the ice coffin. We don't know what was there, but it's probably where the thing was.
Right?
They bring back the remains of something that was burned very badly back to the camp.
Always a bad idea.
Always a bad idea.
Do that out.
Always.
Yeah.
100%.
The thing has 2 heads, has fucked up hands or claws. We don't really know. Maybe wings.
Was it 2
No.
heads? Or I
And-
saw
and-
that as like
One
head, like
stretched.
kind of
Stretched.
oozed apart.
Split.
Okay.
But yeah,
could
it
be
is
right.
monstrous.
Effective.
It
Yeah,
is.
too,
and again, like everyone's way too calm. Nobody's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Right.
They're just
We could need to
they're
get
like,
the fuck out of
They're
here.
just like, oh, wow,
Why don't you
look
cut
at
it
that.
open and see if its organs are normal?
But these are
then-
are
and then-
hard.
and then
These are
Blair-
hardened men. They're men of science. They're
Yeah.
in Antarctica.
And then-
They just
and
don't
then-
let anybody go up there.
yeah. Blair, played by Wilford Brimley, just knows everything about it just by looking at this thing.
The second scariest thing he's
I
had
mean,
to
he
deal
does
with
some testing.
other than diabetes.
He does some testing, some computer analysis.
He does.
There's graphics, computer graphics.
There's computer.
1982, cutting edge computer graphics.
That was asteroids, is what that was.
it was asteroids. Make that asteroid blue now.
What I like about, I guess what I love about Wilford Brimley, you know, he's doing all this, and they just brought this gnarly thing back. And the other guys are like, hey, let's go shoot some pool. Let's go drink. Let's get high and watch Let's Make a Deal. Like, they're just like, whatever. And Brimley's doing all this stuff, doing the autopsy. Wilford Brimley is 47 years old when they're filming this movie.
He looks like he's 70.
I'm
always
40.
looked
I'd
old.
like to think I'm not anywhere close to looking like Wilford Brimley in 7 years. Something happened with men. I don't know. Something happened with men like George Wendt in Cheers, Norm. Like, he's supposed to be like 34 or 35 in Cheers.
Yeah.
You'd think he's like, 50, like has grown kids that have moved out of the house, and you'd think that. I think George in Seinfeld, like the early seasons of Seinfeld, those characters are supposed to be in their late 20s. George looks like a 45-year-old man, like 100%. The whole time that show's on. Could be the way they dress, but also just the hairlines. And
if you
just
see old pictures of children, they're like, that's like a man. That's a 25-year-old man that has been to war.
Yeah. But he's iconic, though. I mean,
Wilford's great.
Yeah, you don't even have to know what movie he's ever been in.
So
you don't have to have seen the diabetes commercials or
The Firm,
Cocoon, The Thing. I mean, Wilford Brimley is iconic. Yeah. I mean, this guy scored big in the genetic movie world. Yeah.
In The Natural, it's only a few years after this, and he's this old weathered baseball manager that you think is like Connie Mack, like he's 70.
There is
probably 50, 51 when he's filming that.
The moment he looks the youngest is actually at the end of the movie when he pops out and like lifts up.
And he's been assimilated.
What's his name? Yeah.
Maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know.
Probably.
All right, where are we?
So now we're at the kennel scene.
Oh,
brutal!
When it finally started.
That's when you know shit's fucked up.
They let him in, which for some reason Wilford Brimley's the first one to note. Why didn't you take him in there right away? Why didn't you put him in the kennel right away? Which he kind of
keep an eye on Clark.
Tells us that the wheels are turning in Wilford's mind. Or I'm gonna keep calling him Wilford. What's his name is it
Blair?
Blair. But yeah, the kennel scene, which is the first holy shit moment. We're in for a ride. What are we doing?
It's like, okay, I'm in. This is not the original Thing movie.
Right.
This is going to be awesome.
He peeled his freaking head away. I don't even know what to call it, but like started ejecting some kind of liquid out of it.
So I'm going to bring this up later. But yeah, I'll just wait because so he's the dog, right? Or the Thing is a dog, a perfect imitation of a dog, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then it gets put in with these other dogs, and it's going to assimilate or be a perfect clone.
Replicate is what I think he's trying to do. Yeah.
The other dogs. Mm-hmm. And Blair talks about this later in the movie, so I'm just going to. We'll wait till we get there, but he, the Thing tentacles come out and grab, he sprays it, and one of them, and he grabs it, and then everybody shows up, and all hell breaks loose.
McCready wants the flamethrower.
Right, go get the Childs, get the flamethrower.
I've never related to somebody so quickly as McCready in that moment. That's like I'd get the flamethrower right away.
I mean, is there dynamite somewhere?
Yeah.
First, I'm like, get the fuck out. Then it's. Okay, if I can't get the fuck out, get the fucking flamethrower.
So at the end of this scene, the flamethrower Child shows up like the cavalry with the flamethrower, and but just before he shows up, the big hands with the claws come out and break through the ceilings, and part of it gets away.
I think.
Am I reading that right? Because that's what I rewound it.
It looked like it got away.
Part of it got away, so they only flame some of it,
right?
And of course, two dogs get out and take off down the hallway.
As you saw later in the movie, I mean, I don't know how much we want to do in what order, but you see that you can flame part of it, and another part can eject itself, and
we
live
know
on,
that the Swedes, Norwegians,
freaking Swedes,
burned up that thing that they brought back with them, and we'll find out later that they should have just finished off what the Swedes started.
Then we get Brimley. He's running the data, finds out that there's a 75% chance that at least one person on the crew has been assimilated.
Right. Oh, wait.
I want to know what he punched in.
Did Knowles find the underwear? Was that was before?
That's after this.
After.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Did Knowles find it? Well, because
Yeah, 'cause
McCready
he's the cook.
McCready has
He's
the
the
long
cook.
johns when
Yeah.
he's doing the tape
Yeah,
recorder.
he was looking at him.
but then they find McCready's
the
shredded clothes.
Well, the
Yeah.
shredded
He's-
long johns were what Knowles is the cook
Yeah.
on skates, which is
awesome.
Incredible.
baller move.
Yep.
And he comes in and is like, one of you motherfuckers left your dirty drawers in my kitchen.
I think it was draws.
That's gross.
And then
I got ideas, guys. I got ideas about we'll get to, but those draws.
and then
were
McCready's hand was
number
all
one.
up in those dirty draws too. I was like,
Right.
ew.
So we have 27,000 hours it would take to infect the entire world,
Right.
which equates to a little over 3 years. Let's talk about something uplifting. COVID. Does anyone know someone that did not catch it ever? I don't.
Yeah, so I never tested positive for it, so I don't know if I was an asymptomatic or what, but
Right.
Yeah.
You could have. You just never know.
I could be the thing.
I had one positive test. There was another time I got sick that I had all the symptoms. At least there's people that probably had all the symptoms but maybe didn't test. And the later we got into it, like you just didn't test, you just stayed away kind of
Right.
thing.
You just assumed
as
you
it
had
started dying off. But it seemed like, killed so many people, but also it's, I don't think I know anyone that didn't catch it at some point, other than little kids. Well, and Justin now. But,
Right. Next time.
the thing would take 3 years to infect the entire world. Not as bad as COVID. COVID did it in like
I
a
think
year.
his numbers were off.
It's
Yeah.
our ratio.
Knowing what we
It's,
know now, maybe
Well,
transportation is
COVID did it in a
worldwide
year. So
transportation is more prevalent now. But
COVID worse than assimilation? I don't know. More severe? More acute than assimilation?
less severe, I would say.
probably.
Only the old people were really, really. Well, I don't want to get
Alright.
canceled here.
Yeah. So after that, we get Windows. We find that he finds Bennings is infected and sees his body deformed in the chair and all stretched apart.
So here's my question:
Okay.
who was the second hottest guy behind Kurt Russell in this movie?
I mean, I would like that's a trick question. Kurt Russell also occupies
Wilford
the
Brimley,
second hottest.
duh.
I mean,
yeah,
David,
I'm a Wilford.
Keith David was a handsome man back then, right?
Yeah.
Who? Oh no, there's Knowles.
That's Charles.
Who was the first infected? And I watched this movie 3 times, and I took counts of people in scenes. What do you think? What's your first, off the top of your head, who do you think was number 1 infected? Who dirty draws did Knowles walk in with?
I don't know because it was not the captain. I mean, maybe it was Benning. No, because then we saw when
'cause we
he
saw
was-
Bennings
I
get
don't want to
his.
say because I want to go through my whole theory.
Okay,
I don't wanna
okay,
say yet.
okay.
Later on, when we get to the
We're
end,
gonna
I
have
wanna
Alright,
through my
go
whole
ahead,
a
theory.
go ahead.
Mike's theory at the end.
So
If the one person that's listening to this is still with us, thank you.
it's
'Cause
not
we are-
live, Justin. This
Or-
isn't live.
Or,
Justin thinks we're on the radio right now.
put down the pipe.
Right.
The pipe
Kids-
is not your friend.
Kids,
Exactly.
a radio is this thing that is a dial that used to be in cars, and you could listen through like over an antenna or through airwaves. Would play music. You didn't get to pick what songs.
All right,
the DJ
Grandpa.
would pick the songs.
All right, Grandpa, settle
Right.
down.
A DJ is short for disc jockey. They would put disc anyway.
Right.
So Blair, he starts going crazy. He destroys all the communications equipment, and that's when McCready decides they need to lock him in the tool shed. And he tells Brimley tells him to watch Clark. Is the last thing he tells him before they leave the tool shed.
Which was.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, are we to believe? I want to take the movie at face value, and I thought later in the movie, I don't know when we should talk about this, but the different tests to see who's infected kind of tells us quite a few things about different characters and if they're infected, if we can believe the test that was created. So I don't think Wilford Brimley seems like one that could have been infected when he was working on the stuff, when he was checking out all the.
I don't think so because the way he reacted by smashing him, I mean, he went all
Right.
in.
Smashing it like
Smashing, shooting at folks. He was not infected.
So you would think, are we to assume that the thing is trying to, does it want to take over the world? Is that its goal?
Of course, self-preservation, one.
But
that's why they
global
come here.
domination.
They
Number
want
two,
to dominate the world.
Right.
That's in all these alien movies and stuff. They want Independence Day.
It's a common theme.
They want to destroy human.
Right.
It's a common theme, but like
take over.
That's ambitious.
So backing up just for a second. I'm sorry, Mike.
No, you're good.
Backing up. So when Blair is talking and he's doing his research, and later on when they're reading his notes, there's 2 points. So one cell from the thing,
Right.
a thing cell, could eventually will kill you and turn you into a thing. And we see that later in the movie.
Right.
But he also said, in order for it to make a perfect copy of you,
Be alone with you.
it has to be in close proximity, like when they did with the dogs and throws out the tentacles. And then when we see with Benning, oh man, that was kind of fucked up. When you come in, when Windows comes in and sees him, and he's all like glossy and slimy with all those things all
tentacled
over
up, yeah.
him. You're right. So I'm just gonna throw it out there, and you guys will get to it later.
Well, way to leave us.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to
Titillated
just
or
jump
whatever.
to the end.
So yeah, that's my question. Is there were 2 thoughts that came up. One, it was like, okay, this thing realizes it cannot get out, so it wants to go to sleep, right? So it wants to be the last one and wait for a bigger group. So that could be one reason that Wilford's tearing everything up. But I'm with you in the fact that at that time, he's acting in a way to protect humanity, essentially, right?
And then he gets thrown out in the shed, and the last person in there
McCready.
was McCready.
Mm-hmm.
And McCready takes a pull off that pint of vodka.
Yes, he does.
And he gives that pint of vodka
Yes, he does.
to Blair.
Yes,
and
he
I'm going to
does.
say right now, at that time, McCready was not a thing. He was not infected. I think
Okay.
that was set up to throw us off.
Okay.
I-
We'll get into
All right,
the-
yeah,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll
I
get
mean,
into
you
the
see
theories
it.
at the
I
end.
was like, there's this big theory.
Let's get
blah,
into
blah,
it,
blah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll get into to theories at the end because we'll dive deep. We'll debate.
Yeah, let's.
At this point, after they leave the tool shed, Childs finally asks the question about an hour into the movie. It's, how do you know if it's really you? And then there's a long pause where everybody just kind of thinks to themselves, and even the viewers like, oh shit.
It's a
Like, you
fantastic line.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a great long pause there. Then they decide they're going to do a blood serum test. The blood bank has been sabotaged. Turns into a whodunit for a minute in this movie. Like, who sabotaged it? Who had the key?
2 people
The lock's
had
not
access,
broken. Who had
Window
access?
crashes out.
When did it happen? Right.
The 2 people
Goes
had
with a gun.
2 people had access to the blood. It was Copper and the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And the captain was the first red herring of the movie because it looked like his shadow that the dog walked into the
When
room.
the dog walks in the room.
Gary.
We don't know who that is.
Gary the cat.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Okay, yeah. So it looked like his shadow sitting on a bed, looks at the dog.
I thought that was Windows. It looked like Windows shadow.
You
to
can't
me.
tell.
It looked like,
I mean, maybe you can. But
like
Windows
I
or
couldn't
Palmer,
tell.
Yeah.
but I thought it was Windows. When the dog walks by, you see the
Yeah,
shadow.
goes in the room, you see the shadow on the
right,
wall.
right. It looked like Windows to me.
So that plus, I think they were making us think it was, what'd you say the captain's name was?
Gary.
Gary.
Or Clark, because
Clark.
Clark had already been like petting it. and
Yeah,
been
Clark
around it.
looks like a thing the whole
yeah.
goddamn movie until
Yeah,
until
exactly.
he meets his end.
Right.
Which just dawned on him. Was he in the thing or no? The miniseries It? Was he in that one? Was he one of the characters in
Not
that
that I
one?
know of.
I'm trying to figure out where I know him from the most, but like he had that. He was that guy for sure. But Gary also gave Windows the hardest time about not being on the radio. Right? He's like, keep trying. I need
Yeah,
you to keep
there's
trying.
nobody out there.
Which
Yeah.
tells me he wants more people. He wants more people. So I think they're trying hard to make you think
Right.
Gary
I think
is
they
the
threw
thing.
some stuff out
That's a-
there.
That's a good point. I never thought about
Yeah.
that one.
And later on, Palmer is just a Windows super hater. Like, I'm not going with Windows. They're like splitting up.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Fuchs, he sees McCready's shredded shirt outside and that's when Kurt Russell decides they're going to go out and check on Blair. That's the last time we see Fuchs. We go out and check on Blair. He's out in the tool shed. He's begging to come back inside. We see he's made a noose that is very prominently
Just like
hanging in the
right
foreground.
next to him.
it's like
Look at me.
It's like in the foreground, and Brimley's almost a little blurry in the background. Like
Right.
the noose is in focus.
It's good news.
It's a
That
good
was a
one.
beautiful. How do you do that? I don't know. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
And then we get Wilford Brimley. I'm ready to come back inside. I feel better now.
I'm
Not going to hurt anybody.
Not gonna hurt anybody.
Sounds like something a thing would say, right?
Right.
I mean,
If I was the thing, I'd say that.
I'd say, please, pretty please.
Yeah. We see he's eating some canned food, and they just don't trust him yet. And they close him. They leave him in there. They turn around to come back in the camp. They find I guess the burnt remains of Fuchs in the snow. They don't know if Fuchs burned himself up, if a thing got him, if he burned himself up to escape the thing or to save himself from the harm of becoming a thing. They're not sure.
Which is kind of
And then-
weird, though. I mean, it's just like you show all this other stuff going on, and then I understand it feels like they wanted to make some kind of like mystery out of it, but I mean, it was too
Yeah, that was too vague on how he got burned up for
right.
sure.
Like, did the real actor just like die or something? And
Yeah. and then did they, like, I mean, you'd hear screaming, right? I mean,
No,
unless the
no.
wind is howling so bad, you wouldn't
Right.
hear screaming outside, but he sets himself ablaze 10 feet from the door.
Wow, he
and-
had no gas. He had
and
a
we
flare.
learned
with the flamethrower.
We learned that
maybe.
if you are,
Unless
like-
Kurt Russell's got the only one, but
we kind of learned if you're passively infected, your mind is not thinking you're a thing. Like,
right.
so I don't know how quickly you jump to lighting yourself on fire. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Knowles and McCready are going to go to McCready's cabin. They're like, "Why are you going up there?" And he says, "Because I left the light off last night. Or I left the light off and I left this morning, and now the light is on."
Everyone looks over.
So everyone sees the light is on, and they think, "Uh-oh, somebody's been in McCready's cabin."
Seems like a reason not to go to your cabin.
right, I'd just fucking set it on fire.
Yeah. So they're waiting for Knowles and McCready to come back. It's been 45 minutes, and Knowles comes back alone. Does not come back with McCready.
Right. They failed, first of all. They said, we'll be back in 20 minutes. If we're
Right.
not back in 20, lock this place down.
Yeah.
Failed.
And then Norris, we think he has a heart attack. It's kind of a slow onset, and maybe it's a panic attack first, but then turns into a
He's like at
full-on
the
heart
door.
attack.
That's after... Oh, yeah.
He starts to kind of grab his
experiences some
chest.
kind of feeling in
Yeah.
his gut or something.
But then McCready comes back, and then that's when he starts to have the full-on heart attack. And then we get probably the best scene in this movie, the defibrillator scene. They get Norris on the table. Doc Copper gets the defibrillator out. He's going to help shock his heart back into rhythm. And best jump scare in the movie. First time I saw this was like, oh shit!
It was amazing the first time I saw it. It's still an awesome
There's
scene.
one shock, and then the second one, the hands just go straight through the chest, and it's amazing.
like
looking.
Jaws
Right.
teeth, just like
Just,
bite
yeah,
his
they're
hand
setting
off.
it up like something is going to happen during this,
Yeah. But
revival
they-
attempt.
Yeah,
But like,
I
if
don't
you
think they set it up too much. I think they're just
There's
like,
a
we're going to
little-
shock him back to life, and
They made it look like
Right.
it's a good, like a thing that would normally happen, naturally happen. With McCready's running around, he's got the dynamite, so everyone's his hostage. But he's like, okay, save him.
yep.
And then
Yeah,
hands in the chest and the shark
I mean, the
teeth.
hands
I
just
think
go
they-
straight through.
The reason he clutches himself earlier is like, something's wrong with him and you didn't die of natural causes, right? So
Right.
maybe it was me just knowing, something's going to happen here. But like, if anybody had stomach's going to open up with teeth on it and bite the hands off of the doctor on their bingo card, they won that one for sure.
Right.
Oh, incredible kill! Just an incredible scene. This is probably my favorite one in the movie.
And then the head
It
comes
deserves-
off.
Norris's head comes off and turns into a fucking
The
spider.
legs come
Right.
out, eyeball on like antenna
Right.
eyes, and
So it's important. I think this is probably the second oh shit drop of the movie, I would say. The first one, the dogs, to me, was the first oh shit drop.
Yeah.
But this one's
Yeah.
got to be like maybe capital O and capital shit kind of
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
And then wanted to mention that the stunt double who plays Doc in this scene was a double amputee who wore prosthetic hands for this scene, so that when they chop the hands off, it's looks real because it's a guy with no hands, no forearms.
I heard he
So-
lost his hands in a stomach eating them kind of accident.
But hey, good to get people in the disabled, differently abled community into a movie like this.
Oh, amazing!
So people, it's not you're not exploiting the guy, you're giving him work. It's great,
Right.
And this is practical effects. This is not CGI. So you needed to find somebody, if this was the effect you were going to have, that did not have hands or forearms to wear the prosthetics. It's great. It's just a really well done practical effect. It's just a great scene in this kill in this movie overall.
So we lose 2 characters in that moment there for sure.
Yeah, Norris's head turns into a spider.
Well, first the spider, there's a head that comes out of the stomach, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Does
like
it?
I think one head comes out of the stomach, and that's the one they flamethrow. His current head pops off its body.
Oh, that's right. He
That's
was
what
like a
becomes the
long
spider.
neck with just a head on top.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy.
Palmer finally chimes in. You got to be fucking kidding.
Yep.
And
I think I would have noticed the plop of the head, but I mean, there was a lot going on with the fire and everything.
yeah, just some great comedy lines in this movie. I know, Charlie, we talked about it. This is, I think, your favorite line, Palmer, just being like, you got to be fucking
Yeah.
kidding.
T-shirt with his face on it saying that line.
Yeah. Palmer's the comic relief, I
Palmer
guess.
delivered one of my favorite lines where he wanted to go to the other campsite in the helicopter with people, and they immediately said nope. And he was like, "Well, thanks for at least thinking about it."
Like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my room and smoke some pot.
Yep. So they do they use the flamethrower on Norris here and dispose of him. A lot of flame throwing in this movie, for a lot of fire being thrown around, but they don't burn the camp down. They don't burn down the outpost despite all the indoor flame. They're just
There's no
shooting all over
smoke.
the place.
A little bit of background on Mike here. He actually has played in that fire. He's been a fireman before, so this probably bothered him.
No, I mean, maybe, but I mean, it's a movie. I mean, you take liberties in movies. It is what it is. But but there's a lot, and I don't know, with a flamethrower, like, is it like a blowtorch, like just on
It
times
shoots
10?
a gas, yeah, I would think so. It's like that gas is going to burn up first or whatever.
Yeah, it's like it's on, it's off. There doesn't seem to be any smoke, which creates more fire. The hot gases create more fire.
I'm sure. I think it's like a mixture.
I'm not going to get into the science.
Some kind of
but
gel chemical that like allows it to go a distance without all of it bursting, creating a lot of vapors, which gasoline would do, and probably just fucking blow up.
Yep.
And then being able to shoot it at a distance.
Yeah. So McCready comes up with the idea they're going to start doing the blood test, and where they're going to collect everybody's blood sample and they're going to test it against a hot copper wire.
Smart.
And see who's infected and who's not. And this is where Clark, who has been hinted at as being a thing the whole time, tries to blindside McCready before this test and
With the
attack
scalpel,
him
yeah.
with the scalpel. And McCready turns without hesitation, shoots him right in the head.
Yeah, it was quick too. It was
Clark
like,
is
that was a good
down.
shot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
like-
you can't blindside a guy.
It was him
like that.
or you. Like, he's coming at you with the scalpel.
And you don't know who. Yeah, nobody can trust each other. You don't know if he's a thing. You don't know if he's not. But something comes after you. You got to put him down.
Yep.
And I think that's where we realize Clark is not a thing, because he just dies. He doesn't turn into.
Well,
anything.
they do
but
the
they
blood,
end up
yeah.
doing the blood test on Clark as well and confirm that he's not. So Windows starts collecting the blood in a petri dish. He's the first one. He cuts his thumb, and then I forget who he cuts first, but then he wipes the blade on his pants
Yeah.
before cutting himself.
Right.
And like
He's got to sanitize it.
Yeah, we can't just have like a pot of boiling water going while we're doing this. We're just like, we're just gonna.
Which I don't know much about blood, but you would imagine that
I don't think
that
sharing
sample
blade-
would have some thing cells in it, right?
Could, yeah.
Yeah, if he was a thing.
And
yeah, I would have gotten
Sharon Blade's probably not. I mean, Sharon Blade's a great drag queen name, but probably not a great
Sharon Blade.
Sharon Blades.
but not a smart thing to do with a group of people.
I think she was dancing at the club in Blade, the movie Blade.
Sharon Blades and Terrifier.
Terrifier.
Yeah. Is there a better place you could have gotten a blood sample from besides the pad of your thumb? Like, you need your thumb. You go to pick up something.
You need a bleeder.
Always, yeah.
I mean,
your pinky.
You don't have like
if
needles.
you're gonna use
You're
a
not
finger,
using
use your
needles.
pinky.
Yeah, but then they couldn't hide whatever the tube was.
Could you do
behind
somewhere more
there where
meaty
they
that
actually
like
squeezed
like
out
your
the
bicep
blood.
or something? Somewhere where it's a little more meaty.
butt
And
cheek.
they could have done like the palm of the hand, like they do in like those blood oaths in
Yeah.
movies. You know, just like cut down the middle.
right.
Or with all the equipment they had, the first aid equipment, they didn't have like a we call it phlebotomy kit where they just can draw blood out of your vein and like take some blood. And
no.
they didn't have any of that there at the
No,
outpost.
we're we're down to the nitty gritty now. We're bare boning it.
It's worth noting that this was all done while McCready is holding dynamite, a flamethrower, and maybe a gun too. Like he's holding everything.
Oh yeah, we know he's got
a
a gun
ham
'cause of Cap
sandwich. He's
Clark.
got everything in his hands.
He's holding everybody hostage here, for sure. We find out from the blood test that Palmer turns out to be a thing. That was another good jump scare. They touch the hot wire to it and just immediately reacts, falls to the floor.
Just a petri dish full of blood. Reacting like that made me jump for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a good jump scare.
Yeah,
And they set it up real good because they, he did the exact same scene with his hand and holding it when he did somebody else.
Right.
So you're not you don't know what to expect
What-
really because you don't know what his.
Quite frankly, you're leaning in to the moment, right? You're leaning
Right.
in because you're like, what's going to happen to the blood? You're
everything's
watching
nice
closely.
and calm. You're calmed down. It's nice and quiet, and everyone's
Right. They're on
calm.
everybody's on that.
And so the anxiety starts to build just
feeling
by all
just
the
like they are.
calmness.
And Charlie, I think your theory is that Palmer's the first one assimilated
Yeah,
to this
without
movie,
a doubt.
correct?
Mathing it out, plotting everybody where they were all the time. 100%. It was Palmer. It was like from when that first, when they went to the dogs and they came in with the flamethrower and that the thing was there, and part of it went up through the ceiling and got away. I think that dude's still hanging out, roaming around somewhere, and I think that's what comes later in the basement scene. But I think it was Palmer. Like when the dog went by, I think that was either Palmer or Windows because of the bushy hair. Yeah, I think it was Palmer, and he played it right, man. He was like, "I ain't going Windows, man. I ain't going Windows."
Yeah. He's very
Windows, where were
soft-spoken this whole
you?
time. He's just kind of
Right?
hiding in the background.
He's trying to play it off on Windows this whole time, and it was him.
So we saw Norris be infected, and then something grows within him to burst. Eventually, I guess if no one were around, that would have burst out of Norris. Correct? Is that
Or
what
just
we're thinking?
consumed him into a random blob looking thing.
I think the duplicate was growing inside of him, though, right? Or
I don't. The way that it keeps rattling around in my head is that it'll take you two ways. You just take like one thing cell in like a cookie or in a drink, and then it'll eventually replace all your cells, like he showed in that awesome computer graphics simulation,
Okay,
right?
asteroids.
So eventually it'll get you, but it's not a duplicate because then he was talking about how it has to be in close proximity to you to duplicate you. Like it was duplicating the dogs. It was duplicating what's his head who
Norris.
who they got out in the snow with the freaky hands. And he was
Bennings.
like,
Bennings, yep.
It was duplicating him and got interrupted memory because it threw out tentacles and was wrapping around him.
That's why we see like a head come out of the body
Right.
first on some of these thing kills.
right.
Yeah.
So, but like in Norris' situation, like you said,
I think it
it's-
was just going to be.
Do you think they're just playing a little loosey goosey with the physio? Like
Yeah, like it can't make a complete perfect duplicate of you just from the one cell introduction. It has to
have some time.
have some time with you and wrap you up in those funky tentacles like it did with the dogs.
But then
It was doing
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We will never know. It's unknowable.
Yeah, let's bring in John Carpenter right now. John, can you shed some light on?
Well, boys.
John.
So then we get Palmer. His head opens up like a Venus flytrap and attacks Windows. So Windows is now
is-
infected and about to die.
who was standing there for way too long while this
too
is
long.
happening. I'm
He
like,
was just
Windows, you
freaking-
could have like taken like 5 steps back from
They're
this.
all
He was in
watching.
shock. He was-
McCready standing there with a flamethrower for like
Terrified.
2
Well,
minutes.
his is busted because he immediately was going to gas
trying.
him up,
He
right?
would've
He
lit
was
up
going to light up that whole goddamn
Everybody-
couch.
That couch. would've
Those guys
died.
didn't have a chance. But and then like Windows, haven't you seen enough shit already that this isn't going to shock you into immobility, which is then it gets him. But it's a movie. We have to see Windows get it spectacularly, and he does.
I gotta say, from the moment that McCready's doing the, actually, from the moment of the defibrillator to this point, where it's the best scene, best part of the whole movie, right there.
Yep.
Where are we at right now? We're with the where
They're in the
They're doing the blood. They
windows,
did the blood
windows.
test. Yeah,
And this is why I don't think McCready was a thing.
and they're still not done with the blood test yet.
because he had them all.
Yeah,
If he was the thing, he could have burned them all when they were back in that room, be done with it, put out the fire, just hang out until somebody comes and checks, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a sole survivor," and
I still feel like
gets out.
I still feel like they don't do that. That would be my only nitpick. Would be they don't do a good enough job of the thing acts like it's the thing, right? Because I think Norris and McCready were still acting on their own behalf, and trying to protect the group.
if you buy into the theory that McCready is a thing because he's the first one exposed to the thing, bringing back the stuff, the thing,
Yeah.
the bodies from the other camp, and that whole helicopter ride, and then he's gone for so long enough to be assimilated into a realistic duplicate at one point, which it's a far-fetched theory, but it's a theory I kind of buy into when you look at some of the ways this movie plays out with giving Brimley the vodka bottle before they lock him in the tool shed, which he takes a swig of first to make sure his DNA is on it before he transfers it to Blair. And then at the end, he does the same thing to Childs. And I think it has to be where if Kurt Russell, if McCready just, I'm the thing and I'm going to blow all you guys away, there's enough guys there that can also blow him away and take him down. So I think he has to wait it out until it's just him and one other person. And then when it's him and Childs at the end and he gives Childs the bottle, he takes a swig and he makes that smirk, that half little smile, like he's like he knew he got Childs. And then that's
I don't know.
because then then they're both the last thing, so there's nobody to attack him,
Right.
there's nobody to kill him, and those two can go on and take over the world. But
We're still
far-fetched. We're a long way from that.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so they finish the blood test
and then
after
your favorite line.
and then Gary, he's still tied to this fucking couch. Great line.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
yeah.
Well delivered by Gary.
Yeah. So then they decide to go back out to the tool shed. They decide to leave Childs behind in case Blair comes back without them. They say, we're going out to check on Blair. Like, if Blair comes back before us, kill him.
Right.
Because they know that
Yeah, he's
that
out there
Blair
somewhere.
if Blair comes back
Running
before
around.
them, Blair's a thing. So that's how they would know. So they leave Childs behind, go back to check on Blair. They find that Blair has been building a ship in the tool shed this whole
been
time.
tunneling?
Tunneling to get helicopter parts from the broken down helicopters. He's building a ship.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Right.
And if McCready was a thing, why would he find those loose floorboards? Why would he investigate so hard to find Blair?
Right. Maybe they don't have like a hive mind kind of thing. Maybe he thinks Blair's still.
I think they're all together. No, they don't have a hive mind, but I think,
they know.
bros before hoes.
They can smell it on him, right?
Right.
Yep.
No,
They know, they know.
I'm gonna call bullshit that he was able to put this thing together so fast, but that's okay. It's
Where did
a
all
movie.
that snow that he hollowed out that guy,
ate
that
it.
gigantic workshop?
Yeah. So then we get Gary and McCready. They're down there looking for Blair, and Blair comes out and kills Gary. And this is Wilford Brimley actually looks like 20 years younger in this scene after being assimilated. I guess,
Rejuvenated.
a little rejuvenated.
Somehow.
Best he's
Like
ever
he
looked.
looked like he was ready to go to a ball or something. He was like looking all dapper.
Yeah. And then they find Blair. They know he's a thing, and McCready's got the dynamite and throws it in the room. And
real
well,
fast,
fuck
though.
you too. Another
We
great
got to
line.
talk about the mouth grab into the.
That was pretty
crazy.
good.
Wilford
That was good.
spread out like this weird web around his entire head and dragged him around or got his hand so far into his face skin
And a skull.
that he could drag it around.
Right, yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then poor Knowles just
Now it's
disappears off camera. And then it's just McCready's like, hey, how you guys doing in there?
right. The least
Cricket.
the least fun kind of death is the off-screen one. At least show me go down in a blaze.
Yeah, Knowles and Fuchs just get it off screen, and I mean, they just don't come back.
Well,
Yep.
what we learned in a minute is they did some kind of weird thing orgy where it created like a mega thing, right?
You know,
What?
what would be the good sequel is that Knowles survived.
Well, he roller skated his
Because
way
it
out of
doesn't
there.
show him dead.
I mean, that's true. They don't show
He's
him
just
dead.
maybe he just skipped out.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do imply it. I guess it counts in the body count,
Yeah, well,
but
just a theory. I'm gonna throw some. This is a theory movie. This is like
theory.
this happened, and no, this was first,
No,
and that was the.
I think Brimley, so that's Blair, and the Doc, which is Gary, and then Knowles. I think they kind of merged.
Copper's the doc.
Gary's the
Gary's the, the captain
but
looking guy.
Gary's the one I'm looking for in this story here. But he's the captain, I guess. Yeah. So in Knowles, I think they formed some kind of mega thing. And then that's the one that's bursting out of the.
You think that's what that?
I
Yeah.
think that's what happens because I think that's what they're showing how he can like kind of mold with Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If only
maybe.
this,
Well,
if
there was
only
like a
this movie
dog in
was
there, too.
10 minutes longer, because McCready and Childs are going to wait and see what happens. That's
wait,
McCready's own words.
We just
We're
wait
just going to
10
wait here
minutes.
for a
Wasn't
while.
there a dog head in there too?
Probably they probably.
I think that was the one from the beginning. They all like mushed back together.
I think they can do it
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Voltron.
Go Power Rangers.
And then we're left with just Childs and R.J. McCready. And McCready asks him, "Where were you?" And they
Comes up
decide they're just going to wait and see what happens.
A lame ass excuse. He saw Blair
Saw
and went
Blair.
out after him and got lost
the
in the
boiler
storm.
room.
Yep. And they decide they're going to just. Kurt Russell says, "We're just going to sit here a while and see what happens." And he hands Childs the bottle of scotch.
Fantastic.
Childs
and-
takes a sip.
Right.
Kurt Russell cut to black.
So I
And the scene.
yeah.
let's. I think
they yeah.
So
I'll
we're
let
left
you
to
get us
figure out
into
if
it.
one of them, both of them, or neither of them are assimilated.
so. Mike, you mentioned you had a theory. We've been jumping in the whole time, so let's hear your theory.
You go ahead and drop your theory on us, and then we'll jump in.
Okay. All right. So in my theory, McCready is one of them. He's assimilated the whole time. He's the first one assimilated because he goes to the Norwegian camp. The thing probably thaws out quite a bit when they're bringing it back to Outpost 31. When it thaws out, that's when it starts activating, I guess. So I think he was the first one assimilated of the group. And here's why. So when he puts Brimley in the tool shed, he swings from the vodka bottle, leaves it with him. Brimley swings from the vodka bottle too. So they're sharing, DNA and all that stuff. Brimley isn't assimilated far enough that we can tell yet. But then, so Brimley's out there the whole time and not having contact with anybody. But then when we realize he's assimilated better than all the other ones. Everyone else that's assimilated that then shows up as the thing,
Except for Palmer.
like Brimley is like unnoticeable. He's speaking like a human when he's saying like, "I'd like to come back inside. I'm better now. I'll behave." Like when he's saying all that stuff, he's not struggling. Like Norris, we saw struggling. Like you think it's a heart attack, it's not. It's the thing coming out of him.
Bennings,
The thing's
basically
coming out.
let out a.
We don't see
scream,
the thing
right.
come out of Brimley, out of Blair, but it's off screen, and he probably has assimilated back into human form so well the whole time he was out there that we don't know he's assimilated, and then he's so good at being like, "I'm fine, I can come back inside." So I think McCready infected Blair. McCready could have infected anybody. When Kurt Russell's given the "I know I'm human" speech to all the crew after they put Brimley in the tool shed, he seems to know a whole lot about these things because he says, "I know I'm human," and he's like, "I know if you weren't, you'd be trying to kill me, and I'd be trying to kill you." And he knows what it wants. He knows what it thrives on. He just seems to know a lot about it in that speech he's giving him.
Protest too much is what you're saying.
Yeah. Then there's the 45 minutes that McCready's not accounted for. They mention that it shreds your clothes when it comes for you. They find his clothes shredded with his name on it. I think it was just misdirection that, like, I'm going to my cabin because my light was off and now it's on. I think that's just complete misdirection. Like, nobody would have been paying attention to that.
He had to go tuck in his thing real quick.
Yep. And then I think at the end he's pulling the same trick on Childs that he does to Blair, where he gives him the scotch bottle. He snickers. I think he knows right there that he's won. Like, Childs is the last one standing. I think he knows he's infecting him. And then either the two of them being things, he can sit there and let Childs become the thing, and he can just sit there and watch it. And then when he's assimilated, Childs and McCready can then go on their world domination quest as things together. But, you know, I think he knew he had to get down to one other person to do that, because if it was three of them and one of them assimilates, the other ones are going to try to kill it. I think if you have, you know, down to two, if Childs assimilates at some point off screen after drinking the scotch, McCready can just sit there and watch, like, knowing, like, okay, he'll be fine in 12 hours, however long it takes. And then the two of them as a pair can go on and, in the Thing Part 2, cause, you know, havoc throughout New York City.
The guy who...
Justin?
What did we say the guy's name was that we found out was infected with the blood test?
Palmer.
So wouldn't he have infected Childs with the joint that he was passing him to then, or was he not infected yet?
Maybe.
So,
I mean, there's a lot of little things in there where if you're looking at the cell infection theory.
I think
they weren't around.
Super, like, the rules weren't exactly spelled out as far as how much contact. I think like a single cell. I guess
we saw it in the awesome computer graphics.
Oh yeah, we did see
a single cell assimilated and then moved on to the next cell.
That's true. How did I miss that?
Okay,
so that's my theory. McCready is it, and he's the first one infected when they're bringing it back from the camp.
Jump in, Charlie.
I'm gonna jump in and shit in the pool, because I think neither of them were infected. 75%. Childs being infected could be, because, you know, at the end he's out there running around completely unaccounted for, like leaving everybody hanging in the lurch with some lame ass excuse, and then shows up at the end. The only thing that makes me think he's not the Thing is he walks up with the flamethrower. If he was the Thing, he could have just torched McCready right there, and it's all over. Game over. He wins. He just sits there, frozen, and then, I mean, there's goddamn Thing cells all over that fucking camp. None of that was completely incinerated.
True.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Like, I don't think McCready infected everybody. Like, Blair could have easily been infected doing all the autopsies without wearing scrubs, without wearing a mask, without wearing gloves.
They never really burned everything.
Norris
we would have killed all the cells.
Norris gave shots too. Like, he was giving shots to, like, numb the doctor and morphine and stuff. Like, there's so many things passing between each other.
Here's a big thing that points to McCready not being the first. I think Palmer was the first, because they give Palmer the test and he's the Thing, hands down. They test everybody else, including McCready, and his blood doesn't jump out.
But McCready's doing the test.
He is doing the test.
Maybe he's not heating it up enough. He's not putting the needle close enough to the flame to make it hot, so it doesn't
McCready,
react.
the Thing,
maybe
why
he whispered
would he plant his own clothing with his name on it, so that Fuchs finds it, so that Knowles finds it?
I don't think he plants his own clothing. I think that's really there, and they really find it. But I think because he's gone so long, he's assimilated enough
that Fuchs finds it first. We find Fuchs all burned up.
Like everyone else has like a roommate. Everyone else hangs out in that den. They're shooting pool together.
Right.
They're like, McCready's the only one that is secluded. He's got a cabin that is his and his alone.
Your theory
so
works.
He like Blair can assimilate so well that he's not like the others, where he's going to assimilate in front of everyone else, where they can burn him up.
Your theory works. But Charlie's does too.
I don't think so. I I
No,
think
that-
the
yeah,
underwear
I
was a
agree.
plant.
Charlie's theory is great.
I think his
I
theory
think
and
the underwear
yours
was a plant,
they-
and I think he did test his own blood because everyone is standing right there or sitting tied to the couch, and he's already got Windows on the flamethrower. Even though Windows is probably watching everybody else, everyone else is watching him. If you think that he could have gotten, like, he should have made a whole demonstration of heating that piece of wire up for everybody, but then they're going to be like, we're not going to watch him heat up the needle for himself. I think
It
he
sizzled.
was not the thing, and that is the big piece of evidence that is like he's not the thing. And if there's a sequel and they make it that he was the thing, I'm going to be deeply hurt.
So you're saying, okay? Well, I want to be clear here.
I hope they don't.
Charlie.
make a
You're
sequel.
saying
it ends so perfectly.
Right.
Charlie, are you saying that McCready was infected at the end?
I say he
At
was
the end.
blowing up a lot of shit and killing a lot of other things at the end to wind up being the thing.
So, is there any scenario in which he did not know he was infected?
No.
Because it takes time to get
You're right.
throughout your
Right, but he never went
Like Connor.
It goes from him
Norris,
fighting
whatever his name is.
that one thing in the basement and blowing up the whole place to him stumbling over and sitting in the snow under this whatever burned out shack.
It's true.
I don't
That's
think there was any time for any assimilation.
Not the 45 minutes he was
And
gone.
after the blood tests, no, because the blood test comes after that 45 minutes he was gone. After the blood test, it all goes down really, really quickly. Windows is taken out. Palmer's a bad guy. Clark was killed in that scene.
Gary says his favorite line.
Gary says your favorite line. And then it all just goes downhill from there. And he's fighting the things the whole time until he stumbles over there and then Charles walks up later.
Isn't that what's great about this movie? Is that we can debate on and on and on about who is who's a thing, who's not. You don't get this in many other movies, like and
It's
a lot of
pretty cut
a
and
lot
dry
of
a lot.
movies
Right.
where it's like you're trying to find out who the killer is, and then they reveal it at the end, and there's no debate because they reveal it at the end.
Right.
This movie it doesn't, and it leaves it up to the imagination. And some movies can't pull this off, where it's a choose your own ending, and then you're like, in some movies when they do it, like for example Inception, you're just like, oh come on, just tell us, like. But this one they pull it off, where it's like. You really have to think. You really have to watch again and again, and try to pick up the little details, and it makes you want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Not many movies can pull this.
And
off.
I was doing that. I was pausing when they had group scenes. I was pausing. It was like, okay, who's missing? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 people. Blair's locked
11.
up. There's one person missing. Who is that one person missing? All right, where are we on now? So we
Did we wrap this
All right,
up with
so-
a bow?
Well, I
No,
think
well, we have our Hall of Fame stuff.
Atticus, stick around. So we got. All right, we got. I think McCready was a thing the whole time, or from at least when they picked up the thing from the camp. Charlie, you said Palmer is the first one infected.
Palmer's underwear was found first. He was
And then
the first infected.
At the end, is McCready and or Childs infected or not?
McCready is not infected. Childs, 25-30% chance infected,
Justin, what
So-
say you?
but probably not.
It's funny you brought up Inception because I am always a glass half full person when it comes to endings like this. Because McCready was my hero in this one. He was the guy that was saving everybody, saving the world, and I wanted to believe that he was not infected at the end. Right? I did not see enough evidence.
It's a big swerve.
I thought the jacket was I thought it was a plant. I thought it was a plant by a thing that was smart enough to realize they had to take out the one with the biggest
Right,
voice.
'cause he
in
was
the group.
onto him.
Right. So
Yeah.
the calmest one, the first one to take somebody out, the first one to say, get the flamethrower. So that's my thought is he was the hero. He was not infected at the end. But they leave it open-ended, right?
Yeah. So wrap that up. Do you think they're infected or not?
I think they're not infected at the end because I am a glass
Because
half
you're
full
glass half
kind of
full.
guy.
So not
and the
infected.
world was saved.
So I'm the asshole here that thinks that McCready, who's the hero of the movie, is really the bad guy the entire time.
Yeah, jeez.
All right. Well, if the shoe fits. Do you want to bring Atticus in here?
Yeah, so I watched this movie for the last time a couple days ago with my son Atticus, who's a 15-year-old. So I thought it would be fun to see, so there's people in their 40s and their 50s that are doing this podcast. How did this hit for a 15-year-old? So I'm going to have him jump on real quick.
Hey, I'm Atticus.
You got to talk right into the mic.
I'm Atticus.
There you go.
I like horror movies. I think they're pretty awesome. I thought the practical effects of this film was really good, and like in newer horror films, you don't really see that. At least in my generation. In my generation, you don't see the practical effects that they were using in The Thing, so it's more CGI. Like a recent film that one that's coming out soon is like The Predator with that's in like a pop like the world. But I thought it reminded me of this one scene in Ash vs. the Evil Dead, like the show, where one of the demons kind of like also manipulated their form to that, right? But I did think the test that McCready did towards the end was a little dumb because he didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So
Why was the test dumb?
I mean, what would have happened if it turned out it was like the random alien? Like they didn't have a plan to stop. They were all tied together, so it could have easily taken them all
that's a
out.
good point. I mean, he wasn't really thinking that through all the way.
I mean, yeah, he was just thinking how he can clear himself. So I get why that, but I think that put the whole thing in risk. Everyone could have easily died and then froze, and then someone else finds it, which I think at the end of the movie it shows that someone else will find it eventually. Because I thought it was more of if one of the Childish or McCready was infected, I think one of them would have killed each other and then just froze. I don't think they would have left one person alive. That's my opinion. So I thought it was neither of them were affected. I thought it was out of 5 stars or 10.
Scale of 1 to 10. How much
1
did
to
you
10?
like this?
I thought it was a good 8.
8?
It was good. I liked the use of practical effects. When I first saw the weird dog thing, that was kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
that kind of
Definitely.
boom.
What about the stomach part?
Yeah, that was also
Yeah, that's
that
pretty
part
cool.
that was actually pretty cool to see that, because I was not expecting. I didn't know if he thought he was infected or what was happening with him, because I don't know if he knew he was infected.
Will you be recommending this to your other friends that have not seen this movie?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of my buddies probably would like it. Yeah,
Does it feel old-timey to you?
it feels a little old.
Like the language or the way
Yeah,
they're dressed or haircuts?
The
and
way
stuff
they're
like that?
dressed and their haircuts, I think, is a little old. And just the computers you see there,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
they're very boxy. So I think
This movie
I
feels
mean-
timeless until you see the computers.
Right, right.
Like this movie could take place in any year, any decade, but when you see the computers, oh, that's 1982. And they say it in the beginning, Antarctica, 1982. But you could set this film anytime and it works.
Yeah, I think if you redid it, I don't think it could have been done as well.
No, thank you. Do
at
not
all.
redo this movie.
Yeah, I think it would have been ruined from just the amount of CGI that
Yeah.
people would try to do.
The 2011 version as a prequel is fine. As a prequel, don't redo this version. And they kind of, even as a prequel, it still asks the same questions, like how do we know one of us isn't it? And then they still have to go through. They're going through the same process, but yeah, they don't need to make this movie over again.
I also did think it took a little too long to get to that point of we need to figure out who's who.
Yeah,
I
it is
think-
the
yeah.
56-minute mark where Childs finally says, "How do we know one of us is not it?" And
Exactly.
then everybody pauses, "Fuck, I don't know."
I think it should have been right when we figured out the guy was infected. Who was the first to get infected? It was the guy with bald
McCready. That's what I was just saying.
No. The first guy they showed was Bennings.
Bennings, yeah. And that, once you saw that, I would think, boom, you need to get to how do we know we're not one of these things. So, yep, that's my thoughts
Awesome.
of the movie.
Thanks for your takes,
Great,
Atticus.
great.
Brave soul getting on the mic here. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah,
Good night.
His main critique was the pacing of it, which
I don't hate a slow burn.
I don't hate a slow burn. Some of the fadeaway cuts wouldn't be done in a modern film, but like it was. I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about this movie because we all loved it, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. So we have a few other like categories we'll talk about. We'll do this for all movies we do. First thing we'll talk about is which kill was the best in this movie, and this is going to be carryover for all the other movies we do because it's horror movies. So which kill in this movie is the best?
do we want to go around the table?
Go
Do we
around
just-
the
yeah.
yeah. You go first.
I'll start. I mean, there is no way that the combo kill of a stomach opening and biting off hands and somebody bleeding to death from their hands being bitten off is not an all-time kill.
Agree. That is
Agree.
Yep.
No notes.
No notes. We're all in agreement. That is number one.
It ate his hands with his stomach.
It was
both of them at the same time.
a beautiful thing, and they just crashed right through, and there's no way he could get out in time.
Yep. Love it. All right. If you were there at Outpost 31, could you escape this? Is there a way to escape this?
No.
There's Monster in the House movies, and they find a way to defeat them. This is Monster at the remote outpost with no help on the way ever. Other movies have tropes like, oh, let me pull out my phone, oh, the battery's dead. Like this, there is not that in this. I mean, Brimley destroys the communications, but even then, they've established early in the movie, like they're reaching out to people. No one's
2
answering.
weeks.
There was
nobody.
And there's nobody around. There's no.
there
help.
was no air on the characters.
Could you escape being assimilated if you were in this movie?
Can I go first?
Go for it.
Okay. No. I mean, they did.
Okay.
I'm like flamethrowers. Check. Yes, I'm for it. Kill all the dogs. Kill everything that moves. Blood test. Let's we're not going to make it out. There's no way. If one of us survives, it survives. Let's just blow up everything. I mean, they're not going to get rid of it that way. The where they went wrong was when Wilford Brimley knocks out the clown.
Right.
They needed to send out a message. We've been infected by an alien species. You can't even come here to study it. It's that bad. That was the only thing where I would have been like, that was the only mistake. But he was doing what he thought was right. So I don't think anybody. I wouldn't have survived. No way.
So I'm not going to be the cocky one that says I would have survived, but I think some of the beauty of why it was a perfect storm was the character's flaws to begin with. Like McCready, his flaw was that he had the PTSD that we didn't know about from this theatrical release, but like he was an isolationist, he would drink a lot. So like I think had I been there, I'd be like, hey, we got to sleep in shifts. We got to do something. Maybe two men are awake. We could have watched out for each other. I think it wouldn't have been as big of a shit show, but I think the same results would have happened, right? I think there's just no avoiding it. And I think the biggest thing for me was the fact that Norris, like I said, he was just acting on his own, and then he just was like, oh, my stomach hurts, like he didn't even know, right? So like I think that was the biggest thing is you don't know if you're infected unless somebody saw you getting infected by a giant head or something.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, there is no way to escape this, but I will play devil's advocate. So you have to 100% know that it is not you. Like, and you don't know, but it would have to be where you are secluded. So before the Norwegians even come, before the dog shows up, before McCready and Doc get back with the with the frozen thing that they bring back to the camp, you have to be isolated from all of that, and then you have to kill everybody in your crew because you suspect that they are a thing. So you have to be isolated, kill everybody, and then where does that leave you? springtime comes around. The military realizes they haven't heard from Outpost 31 in months, and then they decide to come rescue you or see what's going on. They make it there. You're the only one alive. Your 11 cohorts are charred, burnt to death, and then you got to explain like, oh, it was they were aliens. They were assimilated by aliens, and I killed them. And they're gonna be like, nope, I think we're gonna lock you up, throw away the key, or they may just kill you right there. I mean, you're not getting. If you're not assimilated, you're not getting away with this.
I can push back a little bit. There is a Norwegian place there that has an alien ship at it still, right? A giant pit, or do you think that's covered up by that point?
True.
Who knows?
No, I don't think it would be covered up.
Wouldn't
Might
be
have some
covered
snow
up.
on it,
Just
but
a-
they'd be like, look at that. Go look in that big open pit right there.
True.
Dust off that snow.
You're not wrong. So maybe you can. Maybe you just have to. But once you are around, once the dog shows up, if you're around, you're done.
Right.
You are potentially
and the
done.
Yeah.
the thought is
You don't have that 100%. No, I'm not in contact with it. You're done.
if it's warm enough for you to live, it's warm enough for any of the blood cells to live too, right? So you'd be with that the entire time, or you'd be frozen to death.
Right.
Yeah.
So who does this movie have a dumbest character? Like, I mean, slasher movies will have this where someone should be running out the front door instead of up the stairs. I don't think this movie has it. I don't think anybody is a dumb character. So maybe it doesn't apply for this pod, but other movies it will. Unless you guys think that there's a dumb character in this one.
I think when the guy runs into the kennel when they're shooting at the dog that turned into a monster dog and was spraying acid everywhere or whatever, that's a dumb move right there. I'm going to go.
Clark has a couple dumb moves, I think. And I also think Clark was racist. He had a vendetta against Childs, and Childs is black. So, definitely racist.
Clark might have been the dumb one here.
So we can talk a little bit about. You want to talk any more about the actors in this movie, like other things they've done, like your favorite eras about them? At least Kurt Russell. I mean, Kurt Russell spans many decades.
What's everybody's
he starts with doing the teenage, the Disney movie stuff. His breakthrough, he becomes Elvis in a John Carpenter movie, Elvis in 1978, and then his big breakthrough in Escape from New York, and then The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China. His next era is probably like the Tango and Cash, Escape from L.A. era. Tango and Cash is great.
Is that
Love
before his romantic comedy era where the Overboard and stuff?
Yeah, no, I guess
it's all about the
That's
same
all about the
time.
same.
Yeah, Overboard and
Captain Ron was
Captain Ron was
90s,
early
early
90s.
90s, right?
Overboard was late 80s. Tango and Cash is right in the middle.
Tango and Cash was an interesting one because he was an action hero, and they put two giant action.
Tombstone.
Soldier,
Forgot about
late
gosh.
90s.
That's
he's
93.
He did Soldier, late 90s.
right. Soldier. What's everybody's?
I mean,
favorite
everybody else is
character?
we're just like
character?
actors.
Right.
Like nobody had any kind of big breakout.
David Keith becomes a
Keith David.
Keith David.
Don't confuse it. David Keith plays Parkman in Major League 2. Keith David is this guy.
Guys, got any Keith David thoughts?
I don't have a ton of Keith David thoughts other than super recognizable voice.
Yeah.
Has been able to parlay that into a lot of voice acting credits. Princess and the Frog and Has Been Hotel. If the new ones are out there and listening, but lots of voice acting, lots of cult classic movies he's been.
Yeah.
in. I like him.
Yeah, They Live. I mean, that's going to be that's going to be an episode for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after The Thing, Platoon, They Live, Dead Presidents, Armageddon, Something About Mary, Requiem for a Dream, which,
Hard watch.
hard watch. Made
Many
Mary.
I thought
ways.
it was pretty nice.
Soothing.
Yeah, right. Soothing.
Not quite a dark comedy. Just dark.
Just a dark.
Just dark.
Just a dark.
More recently, The Nice Guys, Nope, American Fiction. Also, a lot of voice acting roles. Most recently on the reboot of King of the Hill, those new episodes. He's got a few episodes where he's a voice actor on that. He lives in the Hill's house while they are away in Saudi Arabia. And then they don't really go back to him after the first few episodes, which is unfortunate because he's a great character for the show if you've caught up on the new season of King of the Hill. But Keith David, all-time great.
Yep. Sure.
And then Kurt Russell, obviously, gets into the 2000s with Vanilla Sky, Miracle, some more kids stuff, does like Sky High, a couple of those movies. Again, which some actors do, like Eddie Murphy got into the kids stuff real heavy for some reason. It's like, you want to see these people do real movies again?
Yeah, well, that was kind of his comeback.
Yeah,
you know?
Quentin Tarantino brings him back for Death Proof, and then again in Hateful Eight.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Tarantino. I love all his movies. Hateful Eight might be my least favorite, but it's still a great movie.
A lot of dialogue. A lot of Tarantino dialogue. A lot.
It's his thing, and I love his dialogue. I could listen to it all day. They tell the Abraham Lincoln letter story like 7 times. It's just like, okay, we heard that one.
Right.
Let's do something else. But still, great movie. There's an extended cut of Hateful Eight. You don't need to watch the extended cut. It's long enough as it is.
Right.
But let's talk about your favorite Russell era. Is it the latest stuff, the Tarantino stuff? He's also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and, Tarantino era, modern times. Is it the early 2000s, the Vanilla Sky, Miracle,
No.
90s, Backdraft, Captain Ron, Tombstone? Or is it the 80s?
90s was
You go ahead.
when he was starred in the most big movies that people could easily name. But I think the 80s with like The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China, those were, I like those better. Just for me, I like those better.
I have to agree. I'm not a giant fan of. Well, okay, he's good in everything he does. So, but like the Christmas Chronicles and the Guardians of the Galaxies and things like that right now isn't my favorite genre. If I was going to go through his filmography or whatever and pick my top 4, they're probably all going to come from that late 80s, early 90s type era.
Yeah, Escape from New York. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Escape from New York and The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, it's just those 3 are bangers right there. Like, even if he didn't do really much else after that.
But like so much gets like Breakdown, and there's
Breakdown's good.
A lot of great roles, but yeah, like I think he becomes more of a look, it's it's him in a movie and less of him leading these films, right? So
sure.
Yeah.
So Justin, you want to talk more about Big Trouble in Little China? Go for it.
It's perhaps, I know that The Thing is a better movie overall than Big Trouble in Little China, but my favorite of him, my favorite Kurt Russell, is his role in Big Trouble in Little China. He is oozing in that confidence, whether deserved or not. He's just a great character. I think I was listening to a podcast recently, and they brought him up as an alternative for somebody that could have played Han Solo or something, and I feel like that's the only one that could have done it. So that's my thoughts on Big Trouble in Little China. So good.
Yeah. So that's your favorite Kurt Russell. Charlie, what's your favorite Kurt Russell film?
Favorite Kurt Russell? It's probably a tie between The Thing and Escape from New York. I like Escape from New York. It's just gritty and, like there's no slow parts. It's just Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken, just like balls to the wall.
Yeah. What a great name.
Minimal exposition.
Like, what did he do in Cleveland? I don't know, but it was pretty fucking bad.
Apparently.
Get you sent to an island.
Yeah, I think The Thing is my favorite Kurt Russell. It just is. I mean, I know we're doing this podcast, but it's on the nose, but it is. I'm not trying to be controversial. This is my favorite Kurt Russell.
His son's a pretty good actor too. I don't know if anybody's seen him, but like he's done some Black Mirror episodes, and yeah, he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Some other fun facts from this film. Rob Bottin, who did all the makeup and special effects, was 22 years old. Justin, Charlie, what were you doing at 22 years old?
I think that's when I got my third Pulitzer and second Nobel Peace Prize.
Right. I was
what took so long?
A year in the Air Force and probably had, I don't know how many medals of honor at that point.
I was doing dumb shit at 22 years old, I'll tell you that. I was not doing anything close to this. Rob Bottin, 22 years old. All the practical effects for this movie except for the dog stuff, which was Stan Winston, legendary makeup and special effects artist, did Terminator stuff. He wanted to go uncredited on this so that Botten would get all the credit. But he did the dog stuff for this movie.
That's because like Botten was like sleeping on set and stuff, right? Wasn't he? I think he was like.
Oh yeah,
I read that he was living there.
I think so. Yeah,
because
working like 22-hour days.
How much labor it took to do this stuff.
No CGI, all practical stuff. It's groundbreaking stuff. The stuff he did. He also did the makeup and effects for the RoboCop films, Total Recall, 7. So Total Recall, Rob Bottin did the girl with the third boob, so we can thank him for that.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Big part of my childhood. I talked about Stan Winston, did the work on the dog, uncredited. McCready's backstory in this movie, they didn't go into much about it. So he was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam, suffers from PTSD, alcoholism, insomnia, explains a lot of his behavior. You can kind of figure, given the time this came out and that he is a helicopter pilot and these are all military people, that he probably was in Vietnam. And when you're in Vietnam, you do suffer from this stuff. Most of them did. So it wasn't explicitly explained, but that's his backstory for this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of a cliche type character, especially for like the 80s, the early 80s, where, they had so many people, so many men that had been in Vietnam, and, their characters are in every movie and they all have PTSD. They're all, like loner type guys. And...
Did you know anybody like that when you were in Vietnam?
Contrary to popular belief, I'm not that old. I was not in Vietnam.
Another fun fact, Donald Pleasance, who is Dr. Loomis in the Halloween movies, also was in Escape from New York. Turned down the role of Blair, which is Wilford Brimley.
Mistake.
Due to scheduling conflicts.
Mistake, but
what
was
the conflict?
Who would have been better? I mean, Brimley's great in this. Does Pleasance elevate it?
No. He brings like a weird, like sinister element.
Like
to
almost
it.
like
I feel all
World
better
War
now.
II German.
I don't trust that guy.
Scientist or something.
I'm all better now. I'd like to come back inside, mate. No, that's my terrible British impression.
Look, there's Michael Myers.
British Dr. Loomis was the president of the United States in Escape from New York. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the body count in this. You guys want to take a guess?
We'll count the Swedes, but not the Swedes that were already dead when they went to go.
I don't know. The blood
Don't count the dogs.
No.
10.
15.
Yeah, we know there's at least. Yeah,
there's like 11 or 12 people. They all died.
I think the answer is 12.
12.
There's 10 on the crew.
Okay.
So McCready and Childs, we assume, make it. And then the 2 Swedes.
Because they don't go on camera. Yeah.
They didn't count the dogs. So 12.
No.
10 plus 2.
We don't know if somebody was sleeping in the back of that helicopter.
Could have been.
So one of the things we'll do on this podcast is assign a gore score to all our movies. This is the All Guts So Gory podcast, after all. So a gore score. Something like The Addams Family, I think, would be a 1 or a 0 because there's 0 blood, even though it's technically could be a family horror movie.
Yeah.
Watched it with my 3-year-old, and I think he enjoyed it. My 3 and my 5-year-old. Something like Terrifier, also watched with my 3 and 5-year-old. They did not like it, but that would be a 10 on the gore score scale. No, they did not. They did not watch Terrifier.
I think we're gonna.
But that would be a 10. So what would you give a movie like this? You have some really incredibly gory, bloody scenes, and then you also have bits where there's not, and it's just the guys are doing their thing. You have the dog scene as the first big gory scene, right. The defibrillator scene, and then Norris his head turns into a spider. It's not torture porn, but there's some real gory stuff in here. So what do you guys want to give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I feel like this one has to at least start at an 8.
Yeah.
Just because of the pure amount of just goo and
hands getting chopped off,
body parts, and
the body horror element of it.
Clamps down on Window's head and shakes him around.
Even the cutting your thumb part made me like kind of like, ugh,
oh, God, yeah.
So
an 8.
Then the hand through the mouth turned in. I would say this is got
room to improve. So we'll give him an 8.
8. Yeah, I was thinking 8.5, like just a little higher than 8 because so much of it is so gory and so over the top and just.
I feel like the problem is there's movies out there, like you mentioned one of them, The Terrifier, that we know is like 10 isn't enough for it. So So it's like when you try to anchor it with that, it gets tough.
Yeah, it's nowhere near. Like seeing someone cut someone up is more relatable and I think more gory than, seeing
Someone being
a
assimilated,
monster.
someone turned into a monster. And,
Right.
So yeah, definitely not a 10, but 8.5. sounds
Solid
about
8.
Right. Yeah, solid 8. If you like this movie, IMDb suggests some other movies just like it. And these are the ones they suggest. Alien. Sounds about right.
There's an alien.
There's an alien in this movie. A thing is kind of an alien thing.
They tried to rob the alien tagline.
Aliens also, obviously.
Of course.
Here's some ones that I didn't really understand. The Shining. How is The Shining like The Thing?
It's
Slow
not.
burn, that's all, but like...
Maybe.
I mean,
Time frame?
So The Shining goes slow burn like pretty much throughout the movie, but like The Thing goes slow burn until a point, and then it's just like balls to the walls.
Yeah. It's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
So I disagree.
And I guess there's this other being that you don't see, but it's inhabiting Jack's body and, Jack's mind, which The Thing kind of inhabits your mind until you release it. I don't know. It's a stretch. I put question marks behind this in the notes. Same thing along those lines, The Exorcist.
No,
Again,
I think they were just
something
going
is inhabiting
with
your mind and making
that
you
time frame.
do things you wouldn't normally do.
The Exorcist kind of starts off with one. Well, it ends with one entity that they're trying to destroy.
Yeah.
But
or these are just great horror movies like The Thing, and it's like if you like this great horror movie, here are some other great horror movies. The fifth one on the list was The Terminator. Is this even horror? Maybe if they're tapping into The Thing as more of a sci-fi because of the alien element and the spaceship element.
Yeah.
And there are scientists at this outpost. I know James Cameron's quoted as saying he thought up of the Terminator because of a nightmare he had, and then he wanted this to be a tech horror, like a tech slasher, he's trying to create a new subgenre of horror. But it's really action sci-fi. I don't think you're going to look up any lists and see Terminator.
Terminator? Oh,
Terminator. Yeah, it's not.
You're not going to see Terminator on any horror movie. Greatest horror movies.
There will not be a Terminator episode, I don't think.
I mean, I do know Mike is very fond of the Terminators, but
one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. But I'm also not going to advocate for it to be on a horror movie.
First one, had he been using a knife, the first Terminator would have been a slasher movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy that's chasing a couple that's chasing people and trying to kill them the whole time. That's what slashers do. Indestructible,
right,
can't kill them. Yeah,
never stop.
Doesn't stop.
Always keep coming for you.
Yeah. Hashtag never
absolutely
stop, never
will
stop.
not stop ever until you are dead.
Is that your Greasy? What's his name?
Kyle Reese.
Yeah. AKA John's dad.
Wait, what? You just spoiled the Terminator for everyone that was listening. It only came out 41 years ago.
That future sperm in him.
So yeah, Terminator, not a horror movie, but I guess if you view The Thing as like a sci-fi, something from another planet, something from another time, you don't know. I mean, also great movie. These other ones, great movies. So next, something we're going to do on this podcast is try to create a horror hall of fame. I think it's something that's going to maybe set our podcast apart from other podcasts a little bit. An ongoing bit we'll do. Some of the notes I have, we're going to work on this over the next few episodes we do and try to come up with an inaugural Hall of Fame class. So an inaugural class would be akin to like the Baseball Hall of Fame. Like the very first class is people from the first 30 years of baseball that you were the greatest, we're putting you in. You're Babe Ruth, you're Honus Wagner, you're
Jumpin'
Ty
Joe
Cobb.
Smith.
They're just automatically in.
Shooters Joe Jackson.
In the horror, no, not him.
Not allowed.
Not anymore, apparently.
Oh.
Because
did Trump pardon him?
Well, I think when Pete, I think the commissioner when Pete Rose passed away, said that you can't serve a lifetime ban if you don't have a life anymore. So that also includes Shoeless Joe Jackson, who died a very, very long time ago.
It's kind of sad, though.
I mean, yeah. So if you don't have a life, you can't be banned for life because you don't have a life anymore. But anyway, that's for a different podcast. But guys like Jason, Freddie, Michael Myers, obvious choices for inaugural Hall of Fame class if we're talking about villains, talking about bad guys. But we also want to talk about, the good guys, the heroes. If we want to talk about final girls or final girls and heroes should just be lumped together, and we get away from that final girl kind of like, oh, they're just dumb and going through the motions and
they're girls
running up the stairs when they should be going out the front door
women.
kind of thing. Yeah. So
And then
some props too. Like
Right.
we'll want to pick some
Yeah.
props for the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fames, even if the movie's not a Hall of Fame movie, or if you don't have a Hall of Fame good guy, bad guy, there's some cool stuff in the movie that deserves to be on display if you had a Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Is The Thing a Hall of Fame villain? Like
No,
you can't put a face to it.
I don't
know,
think
it's-
so.
It's too amorphous. I think is that the word?
Yeah, I think so. It's too many.
unidentifiable.
It's like, yeah.
Now, here's the deal, though, that there's things that the thing becomes that have to go into the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Oh, whoa, for
I mean,
sure.
we can get there with the practical stuff for sure. But yeah, it's too vague. You can't put a face to it. I mean, it's a thing. It's just, I don't think you can put it in the Hall of Fame, basically. If we're talking about good guys, McCready, is he a Hall of Fame hero?
I really like McCready's character in this, but does he stand out enough? I'm not 100% sure. I'd put him on my short list to consider, though.
I don't know if I would put him in the Hall of Fame. I could change my mind later, like I do with my top 10 favorite horror movies, but I don't think so.
Under his watch, everyone dies except Childs. So,
And usually by his hand.
yes.
A fair number by his hand.
I don't know if after flamethrowing somebody and seeing that head detach, I would have come up with the blood serum, the little blood test. So I mean, he's smart.
He is, yeah.
He's he's pretty level tempered as he gives
Oh, yeah.
himself credit for earlier.
I would have panicked and just burned everybody
Except
right
when
there. The movie would have been
Except when
over.
he loses a chess. I mean,
Yeah.
so all right.
So
he
who
might not
who
make
are
it,
who
but
are some, like we talk about Michael, Freddy, Jason, first ballot bad guys. Who are some first ballot heroes then? Like would it be Ripley?
Ripley
First
for
ballot?
sure.
Yeah,
Ripley.
Ripley's
Ash.
amazing.
Ash.
Ash has to be in
Yep.
there.
Ash
First
has to
ballot
be
good
in
guy.
there.
So it's
So
tough,
like
though.
McCready's not on those levels, right? I mean, I love Russell in this movie. I love
Yeah.
the character. I mean, my far-fetched theory is he could be the Thing. And
But
not
then is he a hero?
But
If he's
but
the
everyone
bad
dies
guy the whole
Everyone
time.
dies under his watch.
Yeah.
But
he tries his
He
best.
tries. He tries.
It's tough because like both the ones you mentioned, Ripley and Ash, have multiple movies that they can they can build their resume on, if you will.
Yeah.
And then if you're talking like, if we split up Final Girl, or we just lump in Final Girls with heroes or good guys, good girls, whatever, like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, she's the final girl. She's not really a hero. She drops the knife.
Yeah.
She sends the kids down the street, go down to the Mackenzies and call the police.
But one of my favorite,
But Dr. Loomis is the one that shows up and blows Michael away and
Right.
falls out the window and saves Jamie Lee Curtis' life. So is Dr. Loomis the hero in Halloween and not
if-
Jamie Lee Curtis?
had he been in the Thing and he blew the Thing away, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. 2 movies, 2 kills.
True.
Right. But no.
So yeah. So I guess McCready up for discussion. That'll be another
Yeah.
podcast where we put some of these nominees, up for discussion. Some of your favorite props from this movie. Any of these props going to make the Hall of Fame? Here's a few. The J&B bottle.
No.
Like
It's too generic.
I know you can go buy one, but like the bottle from this movie. Like
I don't know.
Kurt Russell signed it. It's
Like
from
I
the
kind of
movie.
feel like
I
if
don't
you
know.
see something and you instantly like the head. If we
spider
go
head,
to
the
a
practical
horror
spider head.
convention and somebody's got as a display or a for sale at a booth the head with the legs and the antenna eyes, I'll know exactly instantly what movie. So that would definitely make it.
Right. And
But
are we
a
counting
bottle of
that as a
J&B.
prop? I mean, it's got.
I think it can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's
Maybe
a first out.
the stupid
That hat,
cliche
McCready's
hat, McCready hat would. I think I could pick
I've
that out.
never seen another hat. Well, except on Pharrell's head. He brought it back. But yeah, that hat might. I love the Chessmaster, but it's not recognizable from this.
Right. Maybe a
What about
combo
the
of the bottle
flamethrower?
inside.
The flamethrower.
There's
Or is
been a
that
few
just kinda-
movies with flamethrowers in it where it's like
It's not a
if you
recognizable.
flash
That would be-
flamethrower, would that be the first thing you go to? The Thing?
Would it be The Thing or would it be
Aliens.
no, theirs looks different.
Different.
What was the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's a movie star and
Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Oh, yeah.
he's got a badass flamethrower scene, which is basically looks
Chekhov's
exactly the
flamethrower.
same.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Love it. Justin, you have a McCready action figure, and it has props in it.
Hold on, let me get it.
I believe the props in the box. We're going to open the box here live on the pod.
We're gonna play with it. Get some
let's
mustard.
Play with it. Let's
Some
bust that thing
mustard.
open. I think the props are the hat, the J&B Scotch bottle. What else is in there?
Yes, McCready comes with a J&B Scotch bottle and glass because you don't
And
want to drink
glass.
straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
A lantern, it looks like. A shotgun. His hat. Yeah, that's
The hat.
I mean, if the Scotch bottle and the and he's got different heads. That confirms my theory. McCready's a thing. There's different heads.
No.
wants to
just
show off the glorious locks of hair that he has.
Yeah, ones with the hood on, right? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it's in the action figure box, maybe the J&B Scotch is more memorable than we think. Like,
Maybe.
do you see it on the shelf? You're like, it's McCready's drink.
No, it makes me thirsty.
Like when I see Jameson, I think of McNulty from The Wire. You know?
No.
No, you don't.
Not for me.
I mean, I'm a Marylander, so I do. But
Right. Got
not Bushmills. That's Protestant whiskey. But
goddamn Protestants.
but yeah, maybe more people see see J&B and are like, it's Kurt Russell. That's McCready. Love it. So, all right. Well, we'll talk more about Horror Hall of Fame on other episodes. We'll dive in a little bit more, workshop this idea a little bit.
Workshop.
So with that pretty much wraps up the thing.
Yes.
Final thoughts on the thing.
The perfect horror action alien sci-fi tie-in with Vietnam nerds, bullies, potheads, guys on roller skates movie to start this whole podcast journey on.
No, I 100% agree. The practical effects, the body horror, everything about it is just glorious, stupendous. Are there bigger words that we can use? It's amazing. Once Norris goes on that table, I'm not stopping the movie until maybe they go in the basement area or whatever. But yeah, it's got me.
Or if the house catches on fire, then maybe.
Right.
Watch it from outside through the window.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason we picked this for our first podcast.
Yep.
It's tops all of our lists. We love this movie. It is, if you like body horror, if you like sci-fi, if you like just jump scares. I mean, this has it all. It's got some gore. It's got psychological element to it. It's got a whodunit element.
No
to
nudity. Didn't need any nudity.
Zero women in this movie.
And it was an 80s movie.
Is this movie better if Wilford Brimley showed some ass?
Probably.
I don't know.
I mean, no.
Would that up the gore score a little
Show
bit?
me your ass and show it off.
My ass is much better now. I do think that if we consider removing layers of clothing, what about the dogs when they remove their skin? That's pretty nude.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Not hot though. Not. I'm on the record. That's not hot.
It's just it's nude.
No,
It's not
I
hot.
got it.
But-
Ooh, gross. I don't know what you're talking about.
We all love the thing. I think that's why I picked it for our first one. It's just, no matter, it checks so many boxes. It's just all time banger.
Yep.
All right. So on this podcast, we collaborated and decided to do the thing first. From this point forward, we're going to spin a wheel, and we're going to determine a rotation for who is going to pick the next movie, and we're going to determine that right now. So we're going to go in order, see who's going to be next to host, then second, and then third, and that's the order we will go in for subsequent episodes. And so whoever gets picked first here, I hope you have your movie on deck to announce to our listeners for our next pod. All right. I got the random wheel generator on my phone with our names on it. Here we go. Who's it going to be?
Round and round it goes.
Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Winner, chicken
All right.
dinner.
So Charlie's going to host next.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take his name out. Don't give away your movie yet. It's between me and Justin for the next hosting duty.
Blue wins again.
Justin. It's almost like it knew I kind of sort of
Yeah.
hosted this episode and
yeah.
made me go third. So, Charlie, then Justin, then myself. So,
And
Charlie.
that's the order we're going to stay in.
And that's
right?
the order we're going to stay in.
Okay.
So, Charlie, did you come prepared with your
I did.
next film?
I did.
What are we going to do next?
It's an old, low budget, high performance, action packed, beautiful film. It's not what you think it is. The original Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn
the
of the
second
Dead.
of the
Romero.
George Romero zombie movies.
How do we
After Night of the Living Dead.
find that right now? Is it available anywhere?
I have it. I bought it. I'll look to see if it's streaming anywhere. If it's not, then I'll give you guys my password and you can go check it out.
All right.
Gotcha.
Dawn of the Dead. Why'd you pick Dawn of the Dead?
I love that movie. It was, like I said, my mom was a horror fan, and she talked about movies with my aunt, who was also a horror fan. And I remember when they went to go see it, which I did not go see, they came home and they talked about it, and I was like, I want to see this movie. So it took years, though, until I was able to get it when my mom was working at the video rental store. And when I just love the premise of it. I watched it when I was young, so there's always that, nostalgia movie thing when you're younger and you watch movies. They have a special meaning to you. I love it.
All right. That about wraps us up. Dawn of the Dead coming up next. Hope you enjoyed The Thing. Thanks for checking us out. Tune in next time for the All Guts So Gory podcast. Mike, Justin, Charlie, Andy, take us home.
This is